Well, welcome to the show. I am your gracious host, Daniel. Okay, yeah, shizzy song. Yeah, that was a good song. Oh, holy shit, the trash that goes on that channel. That's why I don't talk about the two L's because they're not worth my time. I'm trying to focus on the good stuff like the court stuff and the scanner feed stuff. That's what I'm going to concentrate on. That's what I've been concentrating on. I don't need their content to make this channel any better. And I refuse to talk about it, and I refuse to stay up at night having to go through stuff and take notes. So that's why I don't talk about it. They're not worth my time, basically. But today is the Dalworthington Municipal Court. And let's get started with the Dalworthington Municipal Court. Let's see. Screen share. Make this bigger. Yeah. Oh, come on. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna get outside here. Okay, and then we can admit everyone. Evening, Mr. Bishop.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
You can get started.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, good evening, everyone. As you're being admitted to the Zoom courtroom, I'll ask all participants, please make sure you're muted at this time. Everyone, make sure that you are muted. You see the little red microphone with the slash on it there. Good evening, everyone. I'm Judge Hudson. This is the contest docket for the Municipal Court of Dalworthington Gardens for July 2026. We are on the record. Everything is being recorded and streamed live via YouTube as is required by statute. I'm going to take the announcements from the attorneys, and then I'll take the announcements from the pro se defendants in the order that you all logged into your Zoom courtroom. All right, so first I have Mr. Let's see, Kendra Feel, is that right, for Docket Law Firm?
Yes.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You see you have two clients with 3 cases. Are you ready for announcement on these?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so on the Alojo case?
Yes, we're ready to accept the previously made offer that the prosecutor made.
Okay, so Mr. Bishop, I believe you have you made an offer that included a motion to amend the complaint. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, amended to 43 and a 40 in exchange for a $200 fine plus 134 court costs.
Okay. All right, and so to this charge of speeding going 43 and a 40, how does your client plead?
No contest.
All right, and waives right to jury trial, correct?
Yes.
All right, then based upon the plea of no contest, I'm finding this defendant guilty of the charge of speeding going 43 and a 40 pursuant to the plea agreement. The defendant will be assessed a fine of $200, court cost of $134, so total is $334. Mr. Bishop, could you please remind me, is there an agreement in regards to payment? Mr. Bishop,
I'm sure the agreement was $134 down and then $100 biweekly.
We usually request 30 days to pay in full, if that's okay.
If your client can pay in full in 30 days, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that will be granted. Let me go ahead and sign this. Okay. I made that amendment to this one. And then you have Victoria Valdez with 2 cases, correct?
Yes, we are hoping to get one more reset with her. The prior offer for the driver's license, she's working on getting a driver's license so that she can get deferred on that and adhere to the deferral rules for having a driver's license. She had several tickets. She's trying to get her life in order right now and just needs a little bit more time with DPS to get her license.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Bishop. My understanding was that there was a requirement that the defendant obtain the driver's license during the deferred. Is that correct? Or was it that you wanted proof of the driver's license for deferred?
During the deferred
Okay,
would be the rule, Your Honor.
right. That was my understanding. So are you telling me that she's not ready to start making payments at this time because she's taking care of other tickets, or she thought she needed to have her driver's license?
It's both. We did think she needed to have her driver's license, but she is also taking care of other tickets right now, trying to get the hold lifted on her driver's license. So we're hoping that we can get a reset so that when we do accept the deferred, she's made substantial steps. My concern is that DPS is 6 months out anyway. So even if we do a 180-day deferred disposition, if she's not got her holds lifted for another 3 months because of payments, then she still won't have it by the 180 days.
All right, but I don't think this offer is going to be able to stay open for the next 3 months. Are you saying that she'll be ready to move in 30 days?
Can we get a 30-day reset? Yes.
Mr. Bishop, do you have any objection to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
What's our August contest? Let me give you the date.
Okay.
Okay, we have an attorney docket on August 18th. I can give you that far out.
That works. That's perfect.
Okay. Now this will be a last reset, all right?
Understood. Thank you so much.
Okay, and is that, you're not appearing for any other attorneys, are you?
Nope.
Okay.
That should be
all right.
it.
All right, then you are released at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then let's see, I have Mr. Stryker here. Mr. Stryker, I see you have one client, is that correct? Dewana McDaniel?
Just one client, Your Honor.
All right, are you ready for announcement on this, or do you need to speak with Mr. Bishop?
If I could speak with Mr. Bishop.
Certainly. Mr. Bishop, Mr. Stryker, if you all will watch your screens, my court clerk will set up a breakout session for you. And you all can go and visit. When you're done, just go ahead and come on back to the general courtroom. Okay. All right. So I have several other folks who have logged in. Do any of you believe that you are represented by an attorney? If so, please unmute and tell me who you think is representing you. All right. I didn't think so. I thought everyone else was pro se. I'm going to go over some general information that you need to know and understand before you decide how to handle your case or cases. Please listen carefully to this information. You will have the opportunity to ask questions at the end before you enter a plea, but please do listen carefully to all this information. Also understand, I cannot hear any of the specific facts about your case or cases until I know what your plea will be. Pardon me just a second. So as I mentioned, this is the Municipal Court of Dalworthington Gardens. We handle Class C misdemeanors and municipal ordinance violations. These are criminal charges which carry fines only as their punishment. Because they are criminal charges, if you're found guilty, a criminal conviction is reported on your record to the state authorities, so listen carefully to these rights and options. You have the right to request a trial by jury. What that means is if you wish to plead not guilty, you can request that we summons in a group of citizens to sit and hear the evidence and decide guilt innocence. Now tonight is the contest docket, but we do not have juries here tonight. We don't do jury trials via Zoom. So if you wish to have a jury trial, your case will be reset to a pretrial hearing and then scheduled for an in-person jury trial at a later date. If you do not want to have a jury trial, that's absolutely fine. The law does not require that you have a jury trial. It simply requires that you be told you have that option. And if you wish to waive that right and have me, the judge, hear your case instead, then I can go ahead and hear your cases tonight. Now, in addition to your right to a trial by jury, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you wish to hire an attorney and you have not yet done so, please let me know when I call your cases to be heard, and then I can give you a pass until next month's docket to give you time to consult with an attorney. Otherwise, if you want to represent yourself, that's absolutely fine. The law does not require that you hire an attorney, but if you do not have a licensed attorney representing you, then you, the defendant, must speak for yourself. Even if you're a minor or a juvenile, you cannot have anyone other than a licensed attorney speak for you. You must speak for yourself. I cannot give you legal advice. I cannot give you any idea how I might rule. So if you wish to speak with an attorney, because their training and experience could be of great benefit to you, I will gladly give you a pass until next month's docket. Otherwise, if you are representing yourself, just understand that you will be held to the same standard as if you were an attorney. I cannot give you any assistance in deciding how you wish to handle your case or cases. Now, when I call your cases to be heard, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over what charges are pending against you here in Dalworthington Gardens. Listen carefully to what I say, please. If you think that there are different charges than what I tell you, or if you think there are additional charges, please let me know so that we can make sure we have all of your files here so you can take care of your cases and not have to come back to court another time. Then, before I can hear any of the facts or circumstances about your cases, I must know how you plead to each charge. You have three options. I'm going to go over those with you right now and explain what they mean. You may plead either guilty, no contest, or not guilty. And let me explain what those mean. With a plea of guilty, you are admitting your guilt to the offense charged. It is all I need to hear in order to find you guilty. I don't have to hear any other facts or circumstances. With a plea of no contest, you are not admitting guilt to the offense charged. You're simply saying, I don't want to contest the case. I don't want to have a trial. I want to go ahead and dispose of it. This allows you to dispose of your case without admitting guilt. And you may request the deferred disposition probation if you wish to do so to keep it off of your record. But you do need to understand that a plea of no contest in a criminal courtroom such as this carries the same legal weight as a plea of guilty. So if you plead no contest, but then do not request the deferred disposition probation, then at the end of the hearing, I must find you guilty. I cannot find you not guilty if you plead no contest. Sometimes people try to avoid having a trial and they plead no contest, and then they try to tell me some facts that they think would support a not guilty verdict, and it just doesn't work that way. If you want to plead not guilty, that is absolutely fine, and you can have your trial, but just understand you can't avoid a trial and be found not guilty at the same time. So your third option is you can plead not guilty. If you're pleading not guilty, that is where you are saying you did not do what you're charged with, and there needs to be a trial to determine guilt innocence. And for everyone who's waiving the right to a jury trial, your cases can be heard tonight. So you may have your trial tonight. All right. Now, I mentioned deferred disposition probation. If you want to dispose of your case and not have a conviction on your record, the law allows you to request deferred disposition probation. That is where you, the defendant, enter a plea of guilty or no contest on the record, and I make a finding that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty, but I do not find you guilty. Instead, I defer or I put off finding you guilty for 90 days. During that 90-day time period, you are on an informal probation out of my court. And I say informal because we don't have a probation officer, so you don't have to report every week or every month. You pay your deferral fees. They're usually about the same amount as what the fine would be. You pay the court costs. They are state mandated, and they're the same either way, whether you take a conviction or you do deferred disposition probation. Depending on your age and the offense you're charged with, you might be required to attend a class or to do some community service. My number one term and condition for everyone on deferred disposition probation is that you don't commit a criminal offense while you're on the probation. That means don't get a Class C ticket for speeding, and then obviously don't do anything more serious than a Class C ticket. If you follow the terms and conditions that I set, then at the end of your 90-day probation, your case or cases will be dismissed, and you will be able to honestly say you were not convicted of the offenses you were charged with. Now, the alternative is, if you don't follow the terms and conditions that I set, our prosecutor could file a motion to have you adjudicated. That means to have you found guilty. A warrant could issue for your arrest. You could be arrested, convicted, and face up to the maximum fine and court costs. So make sure you understand the terms and conditions of your deferred. We will go over them during your hearing, and they'll be printed in a block on the paperwork that you receive, and make sure you're able to follow them. If you have a circumstance where you're not going to be able to follow a term or condition, you need to notify me by notifying my court staff and ask for a modification if you need a change or an extension if you need more time to complete it. Let me give you an example. If you're charged with driving with an expired driver's license, I a standard term of and condition of probation that I set is that you renew your driver's license and you get your driver's license valid during your probation. If you make an appointment at DPS, but it's not going to be for 4 months from now because they're backed up, then contact my court staff and ask for an extension. We can give you the extra time to get that done. Now, if you have a condition that I set that you're not able to do because of a change in your circumstances, then you need to ask for a modification. And here's an example. If you're charged with fair to maintain financial responsibility, which is the no insurance charge, typically I require that you obtain and maintain insurance while you're on the probation. But if you are no longer driving, if you no longer have a vehicle, then you have nothing to insure. You need to notify me of that, because instead of ordering you to provide proof of insurance, I'm going to order that you not drive during your 90-day time period unless you provide proof of insurance to the court. If you are ordered to provide proof of insurance from July 1st until October 1st, and on October 1st, you come in and say, oh, I didn't have a car during that time period, you're in default. And you have violated a term of your probation. So you need to make sure you understand the terms and conditions and you'll be able to follow them. And if your circumstances change during your probation, you can ask for a modification or an extension at any time. Now, I mentioned that punishment is by fine. I'm going to go over the general punishment ranges that you're facing. For most of your rules of the road violations, your speeding tickets, etc., the punishment range that you're facing is up to $200 plus court costs for each offense. Certain offenses have special punishment ranges. For example, failure to maintain financial responsibility, which is the no insurance ticket, has a punishment range that starts at $175 and goes up to $350 for your first offense. A second or subsequent offense, the punishment range starts at $350 and goes upwards from there. All other general Class C misdemeanors and most of our municipal ordinance violations have punishment ranges of up to $500. Certain municipal ordinance violations have punishment ranges of up to $2,000. And finally, if you were involved in a moving violation, which resulted in either bodily injury or serious bodily injury to another person, the punishment range that you're facing is up to $4,000 plus court costs. Now, bear in mind, whether I'm hearing the case or a jury is hearing that case, the full punishment range is open to the trier of facts. So if you have any specific facts or circumstances which would touch on what an appropriate punishment would be in your case, please tell me about that at the time of your hearing. I can't hear that information before you enter your plea, but once you enter your plea, as long as you're not pleading not guilty in front of me right then I can hear any relevant facts or circumstances. I'm going to pause the instructions, the information at this time. I see we have Mr. Bishop back. I expect we'll have Mr. Stryker back in just a moment, and then I will resume the instructions and take the announcements from the pro se defendants. All right, I see we have Mr. Bishop and Mr. Stryker. Mr. Bishop, Mr. Stryker, do you all have an agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
Yes,
We
Your
have an
Honor.
amended plea offer in regard to Dewana Monet McDaniel.
Mm-hmm.
First, in regard to the speeding, the amended plea offer is a fine of $165
Uh-huh.
plus $159 for a total of $324.
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully ask the court to consider a 150-day deferred disposition.
Okay.
That would be paid, court costs down by Monday, and the balance $100 bi-weekly.
Mr. Stryker, is your client prepared to accept this offer?
I believe so. Is she on the Zoom at all?
Do you want to call her name?
Dewana McDaniel?
Dewana McDaniel, if you're there, please unmute. Dewana McDaniel? Dewana McDaniel, she is not here.
Not, okay. Yeah, this is basically what we discussed, so yes.
And then
Okay.
the state would agree to bar the no U-turn upon successful completion of the deferred.
Okay, give me a second. Give me just one moment to get the file, and then I will take the plea, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So to this charge of speeding in a school zone, going 45 in a 20-mile-per-hour zone, how does your client plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
Waives right to jury trial, correct?
We do, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So based upon the plea of no contest, I am making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find this defendant guilty, but I will not. Instead, I'll defer finding them guilty and I'll place them on deferred disposition probation out of this court for 150 days. The deferral fee will be $165. Court costs are $159. The total is $324. This will be due with court costs by Monday. And then the balance due at $100 every 2 weeks. And the defendant is going to be on deferred disposition for 150 days. Let's see, and she was over 25 at the time of the offense, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and upon successful completion, we will bar the U-turn charge. Mr. Stryker, is there anything else that you need to put on the record in this case?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything further from the state, Mr. Bishop?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Stryker. You are released at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. All right, so I'm speaking now back to the pro se defendants. I explained deferred disposition probation. Now your deferred disposition probation will start, the 90 days will start once you get your deferral fees and court costs paid in full. This is a Zoom court, so obviously you can't just pay your deferral fees and costs or your fines and costs here at the end of court tonight because we're online. So we consider paid at the time of court if you can get it paid in full by Monday. If not, you can request a payment plan. And typically I require a down payment of the court cost and then payment of the balance at $100 every 2 weeks, unless you have some special circumstances where you're not able to do that. Now, if you do not want to do deferred disposition probation, if you're going to go ahead and take a conviction on your record, but you're unable to pay the full amount of your fines and court costs by Monday, you may request to do a payment plan with a conviction. If you're doing that, you do need to understand that you're found guilty at the time that you enter your plea here in court. This is important because if you default on your payment plan, if you miss a payment, then a special type of warrant can issue for your arrest. It's called a capus profine warrant. That tells the arresting agency you've already been found guilty and you simply owe the money, and this is not bondable. So you could be arrested and held in jail until the full amount plus warrant fees are paid. So just like with the terms and conditions of deferred disposition probation, if you're on a payment plan, make sure you understand the terms and you're going to be able to follow them. If something happens, if you get sick, so you don't work for a week, that means you don't get paid or you don't get paid as much, contact my court staff and ask for an extension or a modification. As long as we hear from you, we will work with you because we understand that things happen in life. But if we don't hear from you, if you just stop paying and we don't hear from you, then our ultimate only option is to issue a warrant for your arrest. I don't want to have to issue warrants for people's arrest, but you've got to communicate with the court if you have some change in circumstance. Now, I've given you all a lot of information. I can take general questions about all of this before you enter your plea, but just remember, I cannot hear any of the specific facts about your cases until I know what your plea will be. I'm going to call you to unmute in the order that you logged in. I'll take everyone's pleas and we'll try to get everyone processed through as promptly as possible. The first person I have is Sabrina Muniz. Can you please unmute?
Sorry. Yes, that's me.
Yes, Ms. Mia, hi. Actually, you have one case pending. It's parking violation, parking in the handicap zone. Do you understand
ma'am.
that's what you're charged with?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to hear my explanation about defendants' rights and options that I went over at the start of court?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about those rights or options?
No, ma'am.
All right, then to this charge of parking violation, parking in the handicap zone, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
No contest.
Okay, and you wish to waive your right to a jury trial and have me hear your case today, correct?
Yes.
And you wish to represent yourself, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Muniz, I think you may have gotten away from your Wi-Fi. Your signal's kind of breaking up a little bit. I know also
okay.
you
Can
seem
you
to
hear
be
me?
moving, so I think if you can hold still or maybe stay near your Wi-Fi router, that might help, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I've received your plea of no contest. Do you have any information you wish to tell me or any requests that you wish to make?
Yes. So at the time of the like my ticket issuing,
Mhm.
I was 9 months pregnant and I had my 4-year-old with me, and me parking in the handicap, it was late at night, 11 o'clock at night, and it was the safest parking spot that I could find, and I knew that I was going to just be in and out. literally within 5 minutes. I was grabbing some milk, checking out, and coming back to my car just so I could go home. And that's when the officer pulled up and immediately just started aggressively talking to me and coming at me as if I was already like a felon. I understand that I was, parked in a handicap, but due to the circumstances of it being late at night, me being 9 months pregnant and having my 4-year-old child, I thought that it would have been okay, just for the time being. So that is why I'm pleading no contest, just so I can, I guess, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I just wanted to hear, get my side of the story across, just so that I can give maybe a little bit of maybe just a warning and not the whole citation.
I cannot change the citation to a warning. All right. That's
Okay.
something that the police brought to the court and it's been filed. But I'll take this into consideration. Do you want to, are you requesting deferred disposition probation to keep this off of your record?
Yes.
Okay, I'll grant that request. Is there anything else you wish to tell me?
No, ma'am.
And have you had your baby?
Yes, he's right here.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. All right. Based upon the plea of no contest, I am making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty, but I'm not going to find you guilty. Instead, I will defer finding you guilty and I'll place you on deferred disposition probation out of this court for 90 days. Based on the information you told me, I'm going to reduce the deferral fee down to $50. Court costs are $19. So your total there is going to be $69. Can you get that paid in full by Monday, or do you need some time to pay it out?
I can get it paid in full by Monday.
Okay. Let me make the note here. Now, I understand that you were not going to be there very long, and I understand that being very pregnant and with a child, that you would want to park in a safe spot. But that doesn't, you can't park in a disabled spot, because what if someone
Yes, ma'am.
in a very similar situation, but who actually is disabled and has that placard, was pulling up there also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because so that's why I know it can be hard and frustrating, but you've got to just park in a spot as close as you can that's not a disabled spot. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions about any of this?
And for the payment, where do I have to go in person to pay it, or?
You don't have to go in person. You can pay online, and I believe you can
Okay.
call and make a payment also. My court staff can email you the paperwork unless you want to come in and pick it up.
Okay.
Do you want to come in and pick it up, or would you prefer them to email it to you?
Prefer to email, please.
Okay. They'll email it to you. Just make sure you get the payment in by the end of business on Monday. We do have a night drop box, so if you want to leave the payment overnight, you can do that. You can come in person, pay online, or call over the phone. All right?
Okay.
Okay. This concludes your hearing. You're released at this time.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.
Next, I have someone who logged in with a telephone number. It begins with area code 682 and ends in 054. Will you please unmute and state your name? 682 ending in 054. Please unmute and state your name. Need the court participant who is logged in with a telephone number that begins in 682 and ends in 054 to please unmute at this time and state your name. I'm going to go on to the next defendant. The next defendant I have is Gerald Seeley. Jarrell Seeley.
Hello?
Yes. There
Hello?
we go. Hi, Mr. Seeley.
Is that
I show
boss?
that you have two cases pending. One is,
Hello, man?
yes, sir. I can. I'm sorry. This is the person on the phone. You're gonna need to
Yeah.
hang on. I'll come back to you, but I've started with another defendant, so you can go ahead and mute, and I'll call you to unmute in just a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Seeley, I show that you have two cases pending. One is no motor vehicle inspection, and the other is failure to maintain financial responsibility. And I see that you have a commercial driver's license.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you were wanting to show proof of insurance. Was it at the time of the offense or currently?
Uh, at the time I had it, but it wasn't up to date. Well, it was expired. So the last time I came to court, I had the correct documents, and you told me you checked them out. You said they was good. You told me to get this paper signed. I got it signed by my company, saying that I had permission to drive the vehicle.
Okay, looks like we just got this a few minutes ago. Okay, let me see what you sent in here, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the transit truck that you were driving is owned by this company, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me just one moment here, sir.
All right.
Okay, all right, so Mr. Seeley, we've got to confirm the insurance case, all right? We got to confirm that it was actually valid, but with that confirmation, that case can be dismissed. We have the prosecutor here, Mr. Bishop. Mr. Bishop, Mr. Seeley has a CDL. He has indicated he wishes to plead no contest to the no motor vehicle inspection. I'm going to give you all an opportunity to talk to see if there's an offer that you can make on this, all right? Okay. So,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Seeley, Mr. Bishop, if you all would watch for the breakout session in just a minute, and we'll get you set up, okay?
Okay.
Okay, it'll be just a moment. I'll go ahead and take the next case, all right? So the person with phone number 682-054, can you please unmute and state your name?
Hello?
Yes, can you state your name, please?
My name is Abbas Hosseini.
Can you spell your last name?
ALHUSSEINI.
Thank you. Give me just a moment to get your file. All right, Mr. Al-Husseini, how old are you?
I'm 16, turning 17 in like a couple weeks.
Okay, and do you have a parent or guardian there with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I am Ali Al Husseini. I'm his father.
Okay, and the last name is spelled the same way, Alusseini?
Yes, ma'am. Same last name and my first name Ali, Ali.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so since you are 16, We have to have a parent or guardian present to observe this. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I show that you have one case pending, and that's speeding going 56 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. Do you understand that is the charge pending against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you able to hear my earlier explanation about defendant's rights and options that I went over at the start of court?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights or options?
Could you repeat the three pleads, please, for
Certainly.
me?
You can plead either guilty, no contest, or not guilty. All right. Are you wanting me to explain what they mean, or did you just want me to repeat them?
Can you explain them, please?
Certainly. With a plea of guilty, you are admitting your guilt to the offense charge. Like you would be saying, I was speeding 56 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. All right. With a plea of no contest, you're not admitting guilt. You're not admitting that you were speeding, but you're saying, I don't want to contest the case. I don't want to have a trial. I want to go ahead and be able to dispose of my case. So that is an option to go ahead and dispose of your case. You can either take a conviction on your record, or you can ask for the deferred disposition probation. All right. And then the third option is where you say not guilty. That's where you're saying I did not do what I was charged with. I want to have a trial. Okay. Any other questions?
Can I do no, ma'am.
Okay. Then to this charge of speeding, going 56 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
I plead no contest, please.
All right.
Ma'am.
Yes, sir. And you wish to waive your right to a jury trial and have me hear your case today, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you wish to represent yourself, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any information that you want to tell me or any requests that you want to make?
I would like to defer my case, ma'am.
Okay. I will grant that. Is there anything else you wish to tell me?
About payments, please. Like, can I do payments like every week or so?
Yes, we'll talk about that in just a moment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you in school, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you attend school?
Martin High School.
Okay, all right. All right, anything else you wish me to take into consideration?
I just apologize.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's important to pay attention to the speed, and even if you feel like you have something urgent that you need to get home, just drive the speed limit and you'll get home faster than if you get stopped by a police officer, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so based upon your plea of no contest, I'm making a finding on the record that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty, but I will not find you guilty. Instead, I will defer finding you guilty, and I will place you on deferred disposition probation out of this court for 90 days. Your deferral fee for this offense is $80. Okay. Mr. Seeley, you need to go to mute. The deferral fee is $80. Your court costs are $134. The total is $214. Can you get a payment of $100 paid by Monday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you pay the balance of $114 in 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm making my notations here. All right. Now, how long have you had your driver's license?
Since July of last year, ma'am.
Okay. So since you had not had your driver's license for a year at the time of the offense, you're going to have to take the DPS driving test again. What that means is you are going to either need to go to DPS or one of the driving schools that is licensed to administer those tests and take and pass the driving test. Additionally, you will need to complete a driving safety course. You can do that online and get the certificate. You need to sign it and deliver it here to the court within the 90-day probation. Do you have any questions for me about those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
For my payments, do I go to the court to pay it?
You can come in person during business hours and pay in person and get a receipt. We have a night drop box, so you can drop the payments off after hours if you wish to do so. You can also pay online, or you can call and pay over the phone.
All right.
Okay.
Um,
We need a good email
my
address for
second.
you, sir.
What'd you say, ma'am? I couldn't hear you.
We need a good email address for you. Can you please give me a good email address?
Yes, ma'am. Abbas Edhusseini, all lowercase, 321@gmail.com.
Go ahead and spell it out for me, letter by letter.
ABBASALHUSSEINI 321@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. We will email you your paperwork. All right. You should get it by Monday and get the down payment in by Monday, get the balance paid within 2 weeks. Once you get it paid in full, your probation will start and you'll have 90 days to complete a driving safety course and get the certificate back into us and to take and pass the DPS driving test. All right. If you need an extension, if you need more time, contact my court in writing and ask for the extension. All right.
Yes, ma'am. I have one more question.
Go ahead, sir.
Whenever I go get my driver license, for my driver test, do I skip the line for my ticket since I have a ticket?
I'm sorry, what do you mean? Do you skip the line for your ticket? I don't understand that.
So like I can finish and get my 90 days over with now.
Oh, are you asking if once you pass it, do you not have to be on probation for the 90 days?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Like, do I get like a free schedule so I can within the 90 days
No.
for my
you've got
driving
to-
test?
No. That's so you may have to ask for an extension here. You can go anywhere in the state and take the driving test. You don't have to go to the one closest to you, and you can look around to see what places have driving tests available. Okay, but if you need more
Does this
time,
mean?
hang on. If you need more time, if you need more than the 90 days, then it's your responsibility to contact my court and say, I need an extension because my driving test is scheduled on X date, and so I need time to get that completed. So,
What's the course that I need, ma'am?
excuse me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. But one more question.
Yes.
What is the course that I need?
You need to take the Texas authorized driving safety course that is for ticket dismissals in Texas. There are a number of online providers, and you can look that up online and find one that you wish to take. If you're not certain if it's the right type of course, once you have found the one you're interested in signing up for, you can contact my court staff and ask them if that is sufficient. I will tell you there are some courses out there for people who are trying to get commercial driver's licenses, and there are some courses out there for people who've had a DWI. Don't sign up for one of those. Just sign up for one. You can Google driving safety course, ticket dismissal, Texas, and you'll be able to find them.
Yes, ma'am. This is my last question. Like I'm not joking with you, ma'am. I'm sorry. Can I drive before before my driving test? Like.
Yes, as long as
Can I still drive?
As long as your driver's license is valid and your father or your mother give you permission, yes.
So what's the point of me taking the driver's test again, ma'am?
It is required, sir, because you got a moving violation within the first year of having your driving license. And so it is a state requirement that the Texas legislature put in several years ago that all judges are required to do that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions, sir?
Thank you,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'm his father. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. All right, this concludes your hearing and you are released at this time.
All right, bye.
All right, and I have Mr. Bishop back and Mr. Seeley. Do you all have any announcements in the no motor vehicle inspection case?
State does, Your Honor. I'm not aware there is still a violation for no inspection. You get your inspection to get your registration, and then there would be no registration or expired registration. So I think we've got an offense that is no longer an offense, and so we would respectfully request that it be dismissed. And he was driving a company truck that has now been registered in Texas, so he certainly had no culpability in that, you know.
All right, this is dismissed at this time. So, Mr. Seeley, we still have to call and confirm that the insurance was valid. If it was not
Okay.
valid, then we'll notify you and give you a reset and allow you to try to figure things out on the end with your employer, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, this concludes your hearing and you are free to go at this time.
Okay. Thank y'all. You know, have a good weekend.
You too, sir. You too, sir. And finally, I have
Oh.
Derek Ross. Derek Ross. Can you please unmute Derek Ross? Defendant Derek
Hey, Your
Ross.
Honor, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. So,
I'm trying to
Mr.
work
Ross,
and
that's okay. You have one charge of disregarding a no left turn sign at a school, and you indicated you wish to speak with the prosecutor.
yes,
And
ma'am.
so, Mr. Bishop and Mr. Ross, if you all could watch for breakout session, my court clerk can get you set up for that. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have an announcement on this, Mr. Bishop.
We do, Your Honor. I've talked to the defendant. In fact, he walked me to the actual location of the sign. He's right across the street from it. And Lord knows I've had this situation of my own, picking up a child. But he's got a CDL, and the state would just respectfully request the court to dismiss this in the interest of justice. It's going to do more harm for him, and he's aware of it now, and will know not to do this in the future.
Okay.
There was an officer there telling him to come out, and I think his attention was diverted to the officer, not the sign. So he knows now.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, Mr. Ross, I've just signed the dismissal order. That case is dismissed. All right.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank both of you guys.
All right, you are released. You're free to go. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You go on the record whenever you are. Good evening, everyone. I'm Judge Hudson. As you're being admitted to the Zoom courtroom, I'll ask all participants, please make sure that you're muted at this time. And for participants, please make sure that your name is appearing in the square or the title, the name of the defendant. If you're the defendant who's here on a case, and attorneys, if you can make sure your name is appearing there. I'm going to take the announcement from the attorneys, then I will go over information for the pro se defendants and hear the pro se cases after I take the attorney announcements. So the first attorney I had was Mr. Tiarina. Mr. Tiarina, I believe you have one, you have one client, Jonathan Martinez Castillo, and Mr. Bishop kept the offer on this case open until today for you to be able to speak with your client. So what's your announcement on this no driver's license case, sir? I'm sorry, Mr. Tiarina, you're still muted. I can't hear you. Would you make sure that your microphone is enabled? I still can't hear you. Mr. Tiarina, I cannot hear you. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I can't see that. Why don't you log out and log back in? And then oftentimes that is what that helps. All right. By doing that, the next case I have is Jackson DeLang for Docket.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so let's see. So I see that you have two clients with their the offers were kept open. Are you ready for announcement on these?
I was hoping to speak to the prosecutor about Victoria Valdez's case.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
And
we can do that. If you'll hang on just a minute, you can go ahead and mute right now. My court clerk will set up a breakout session for you where you two can go and speak privately. And then when you come back, I'll take your announcements. All right.
okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then I have someone who logged in. Let's see. It was a LOAW iPad. Looks like you have changed the name. Who was that?
Attorney Andrew Wilkerson, judge for Cameron Clayton.
Okay, give me just a moment here. Give me just a minute to get that folder.
No problem.
Okay, here we go. All right. So Cameron Clayton, looks like there are two cases pending and looks like offers were communicated. Are you ready for announcement in these, or do you need to speak with the prosecutor?
I believe one was being plea and barred and the other one was deferred, judge. Is that correct?
The two, what I see on the speeding charge, there's a total deferral fees and court costs of $271.70 and a requirement for driving safety course. And on the violating promise to appear, there's a deferral fees and court cost of $2 6260. I don't show that either one is being barred.
Oh, we'll accept those.
Okay, so you ready to enter your plea to the, so let's see, to the charge of speeding 53 and a 40, how does your client plead?
No contest, Judge.
All right, and to the charge of violating promise to appear, how does your client plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
In both cases, waive right to jury trial, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so I'll make and wishes to accept the plea offers. So based on the pleas in these cases, I'll make a finding that there would be enough evidence to find this defendant guilty of these two charges, but I will not. Instead, I will defer finding them guilty and place them on deferred disposition probation pursuant to the plea agreements. Deferral fees and court costs of $271.70 will be for the speeding going 53 and a 40, for $262.60 for the violating promise to appear. There is a requirement that your client, because they were under 25 when they received the citation, they'll need to complete a driving safety course and get that certificate back into the court during the 90-day time period. Will your client be able to pay in full by Monday, or do they need some time to pay it out?
They'll need a bit of time, Judge.
Okay, can they get the court cost of $104.10 paid, or $104 paid by Monday?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then let's set them to pay off the balance at $100 every 2 weeks, all right?
Okay, so just have them come down there no later than Monday to make that payment.
Right.
Okay.
I'm making my notes here. Do Monday, then $100 every 2 weeks after that. Okay, please do make sure that your client understands the requirement for the driving safety course, all right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you very much. You are released at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bye.
Mhm. All right, Mr. DeLange, I'm gonna get my clerk to set up the breakout session for you and Mr. Bishop. So Mr. Bishop, Mr. DeLange, if you all will watch for the breakout session. And let's see, I'm looking to see if Mr. Tiarina is back, and I do not see him. All right, so we'll go on to Mr. Horton, Chase Horton.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Horton, let's see, you have. Right, you have Shannon Hayes, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Give me just a moment here. All right, so with Ms. Hayes, apologize, I've mixed up some of the files. I apologize here. Here we go. All right, here we go. Sorry. Thank you very much, Ms. Vaughn. All right, so Ms. Hayes has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cases pending, and I know plea offers have been made. I received the financial packet. However, I don't actually show that you entered pleas yet for your client or accepted these offers. Did you do that?
We haven't accepted them yet at the last docket, at the pretrial docket. I believe I asked if she could do community service, and you said yes, but she'll have to fill out a financial packet. I'm not sure if I actually put a plea on the record. I may not have. We do want to accept the offers, but I believe I asked last time, but if I can confirm again, if we can still accept the offers and you can grant community service, will it be deferred?
It can be, yes, yes.
Okay. Because
Okay.
she has her driver's license and she's trying to maintain it so she can get whatever little income she can.
Okay, so what I see, let's just make sure that you have the plea offers as I do. I'm starting with the failure to change the name or address on your driver's license. It looks like deferral fees and costs are $137 there. On the speeding in a school zone, deferral fees and court cost are $310.70. On the failure to maintain financial responsibility, deferral fees and court costs are $724.10, and there's a requirement for insurance or other proof of financial responsibility. For the fail to display valid driver's license, deferral fees and court costs are $282.10, and a requirement to provide proof of a driver's license. There's another failure to maintain financial responsibility. The deferral fees and court costs are $724.10, and again, the same requirement for insurance. And then a driving while license invalid, deferral fees and court costs of $267. requirement of proof of a driver's license. And then finally, expired registration with deferral fees and court costs totaling $112.
Yes, ma'am.
And your client wishes to accept these, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so to all of these charges, how does your client plead?
No contest.
And waives right to jury trial, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so based upon the pleas of no contest, I'm making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find Shannon Hayes guilty of these offenses, but I will not. Instead, I will defer finding them guilty and place them on deferred disposition probation pursuant to the plea agreements. The defendant is required to provide proof of a valid driver's license and proof of valid insurance or other financial responsibility as acceptable by the statutes during the time of the deferred disposition probation. I have reviewed the financial packet that your client sent in. I see that they are receiving government assistance. I will approve them that they can do community service. So the defendant may do community service. And they're going to need to do at least 4 hours a week. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Is there any particular place that she has to do the community service?
Does your client live in Arlington?
She lives in either Pantego or Dalworthington Gardens, somewhere on that border. I would have to double check her address.
That's fine. I was just going to say, there are a number of the Goodwill stores around here will supervise our defendants. Mission Arlington will, the American Cancer Society will. And so there are many options there. There's a number of nonprofits that she could go to.
Okay, so it just has to be, so it can be secular or non-secular nonprofit.
The only thing is, so if for it to be community service, it needs to be service that you don't normally do. So, you know, people who serve at their church, that's great. They're welcome to do that. Or if you normally go and, you know, serve at Mission Arlington 4 hours a week, you need to do something in addition to that. So people cannot do community service, say, at their own church. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but like a Union Gospel Mission, they can do that. Tarrant Food Bank, they can do that. There's many places where they can go.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. My court clerk can send you all that paperwork, and she's going to need to turn in her forms every 2 weeks. And I want this starting in 2 weeks. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me just a second to make my notes here. All right. All right, Mr. Horton. This concludes that hearing. I think this is the only case you have. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
All right. Then you are released at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And I see we have Mr. Bishop and Mr. DeLange back. Gentlemen, do you all have announcements on the Victoria Valdez cases? Oh, you're muted, Mr. Bishop.
I apologize, Your Honor. Yes, we do have an amended plea offer on that.
All right.
In regard to the driving while licensed and valid,
Mm-hmm.
the new total
Mm-hmm.
will be $313.30. And I'll itemize that for the court.
Thank you, please. Yes.
$100 for the fine,
Mm-hmm.
$81 for the court cost,
Uh-huh.
$50 for the warrant fee,
Mm-hmm.
$10 for the omni fee.
Mm-hmm.
Collection fee is $72.30,
Mm-hmm.
$313.30 total,
Mm-hmm.
plus current proof.
Mm-hmm.
And then in regards to the failure to appear, that offer will remain the same, $301.60 total.
Okay.
And the state has agreed to keep this offer open so defense counsel can talk to his client.
Okay. Give me just a moment here. So we can reset this. I think our next one is July 1st. Is that correct? Yes. Our next contest docket is July 1st. So Mr. DeLange, we can reset this to the 1st. Since we have the offer note on the record, your client can always accept it in between, and you can get the paperwork in, and then you won't have to be here on the 1st.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. And then what is your announcement on Aloho?
The state has produced the requested discovery, but I did not receive it until this afternoon, so it's currently on at the front desk of the municipal court.
Mm-hmm.
And so I advised defense counsel that they can come by and pick it up at their convenience during office hours.
Mhm.
And so we've agreed to a pass on that case, Your Honor.
Okay, until we'll
Allow
pass,
them some time to look at it.
all right, we'll pass this to the July 1st date. Discovery. So reset this one to July 1st. All right, thank you very much. All right, Mr. DeLange, you are released and free to go at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm. All right, Mr. Tiarina.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I sure can, loud and clear. Thank you for logging out, logging back in. All right, so you have one client, Jonathan Martinez Castillo. I know there was Mr. Bishop kept the offer open. Are you ready for announcement on this case?
Yes, Your Honor. We plead no contest, and we'll pay the court costs by this. Maybe I think my daughter told me that we had to pay by Friday. Is that correct?
Well, normally payments are due by the next Monday.
Okay, good.
Okay.
We'll have it right there by Monday, and yeah, we'll take the offer.
Okay, well then based upon the plea of no contest that was entered by counsel, I'm making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find Jonathan Martinez Castillo guilty of the offense of no driver's license. However, I will not say I will defer finding him guilty and place him on deferred disposition probation pursuant to the plea agreement. Deferral fees and court costs total $162. The court cost of $81 are due on Monday, and then the balance is going to be due 2 weeks after that. There is a requirement that the defendant obtain and provide proof of a valid driver's license during the 9-day deferral period.
My client cannot get a DL, Judge. So if I if I accept the defer, then I'll be setting them up for a warrant.
All right, then do you just want to take a conviction?
If I have to, but I would love to get it deferred, but I cannot get a driver's license. So my client cannot get a driver's license.
Well, do you wish to speak to Mr. Bishop in a breakout session?
I thought I had worked something else out, but let me, yes, please. Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. Mr. Bishop, Mr. Tiarina, watch for the button for the breakout session. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Do I have any other attorneys who have appeared here? If so, please unmute. State your name. Do I have any defendants who are appearing who believe they have hired an attorney and their attorney has not yet appeared? If so, please unmute and state your name. Okay. All right. So everyone here is pro se. You're representing yourselves. I'm going to go over some general information that you need to know and understand before you decide how to handle your case or cases. Please listen carefully to this information. You will have the opportunity to ask questions, general questions, before you enter your plea. But I want to caution you, I cannot hear any of the facts in your case until I know how you will plead to your charges. All right, so this is the Municipal Court of Dalworthington Gardens. You heard me call the court to order. We are we are a municipal court that handles Class C misdemeanors and municipal ordinance violations. These are criminal charges which carry fines only as their punishment. Because they're criminal charges, if you are found guilty, a criminal conviction is reported on your record to the state authorities, so please listen carefully to your rights and options. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you wish to hire an attorney and you've not yet done so, please let me know, and I will gladly give you a pass until next month's docket to give you time to consult with an attorney. Otherwise, if you do not want to hire an attorney, but you want to represent yourself, that's absolutely fine. The law allows you to do that. But I must warn you that an attorney's years of training and experience could be of great benefit to you. So if you wish to have time to consult an attorney, please let me know. And like I said, I will give you a pass until next month's docket, and it will not prejudice your case in any way. If you do not have a licensed attorney representing you, you, the defendant, must speak for yourself. Even if you're a minor or a juvenile and you have a parent or guardian appearing as is required by law, they are here to observe and to be aware of your case and the charges. They cannot speak for you. So you, the defendant, must speak for yourself. And you will be held to the same standard as if you were an attorney. I can't preview your case for you and tell you how I might rule. I can't give you any suggestions about what you should do. You will have to speak for yourself unless you have a licensed attorney representing you. Now, in addition to your right to be represented by an attorney, you have the right to request a trial by jury. Now, what that means is if you wish to plead not guilty, you can request that we summons in a group of citizens to sit and hear the evidence and decide guilt innocence. Tonight is the contest docket, but we do not have juries here tonight. So this is a docket where we can hear trials if people are waiving the rights to a jury trial. I'm going to pause here. I see I have the attorneys back. I'm going to take their announcement, and then I will resume this information. Mr. Bishop, Mr. Tiarina, do you all have any announcement or agreement in this case?
Well, just the plea offer, excuse me. The plea offer will remain the same, $81 plus $81, $162, and be a no contest plea since the defendant cannot get a DL.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mr. Tiarina, excuse me, had a question about the time to pay the balance.
Wait, so Mr. Bishop, is this an offer still for deferred, or is this an offer?
No, it's not for deferred, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Tiarina, why don't you go ahead and unmute? You had a question for me, is that correct? You're muted, Mr. Tiarina.
Yes, I was asking the court to see that you would allow us 30 days to pay the balance. The court calls by Monday and 30 days from today to pay the balance.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so based upon this plea of no contest, I am finding the defendant guilty, and I'm assessing a fine of $81. Court costs are $81. The court cost will be due by Monday, and then the balance will be due 30 days after this date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're welcome. You are free to go at this time. You were released, Mr. Tiarina. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So I'm going to resume the warnings for pro se defendants at this time. So as I mentioned, tonight is the contest docket, and if you're waiving your right to a jury trial, then you can have your trial tonight. But if you wish to have a jury trial, that's absolutely fine. What we'll need to do is we'll reset you for a pretrial docket, which we will have at a later date. Then we'll schedule you for a jury trial, which we have during the day. Now, as I mentioned, tonight I am going to hear cases where people are pleading not guilty if you're waiving your right to a jury trial. Before I can hear any of the facts or circumstances about your cases, I must know how you plead to each charge that's pending against you. So I'm going to go over the options that you have to plead. First, I'm going to ask you to please, when I call you to unmute and I call you and I go over the cases that we show pending against you, please listen carefully to what I say. If you think you are facing any additional charges, or if you think you're facing different charges than what I say, please let me know at that time. That way we can have all your files here together and make sure you are able to take care of all of your business at one time. Then I'm going to ask you how you plead to each charge pending against you. You have three options. You may plead guilty, you may plead no contest, or you may plead not guilty. And I'll explain what those mean. With a plea of guilty, you are admitting your guilt to the offense charged. It is all I need to hear in order to find you guilty. I don't have to hear any other facts or circumstances. With a plea of no contest, you are not admitting guilt to the offense charged, but you're saying you don't want to contest the case. You don't want to have a trial. This allows you to go ahead and dispose of your case without admitting guilt, and you may still request the deferred disposition probation to keep this off of your record. Now, I do need to let you know that in criminal courtrooms such as this, a plea of guilty and a plea of no contest carry the same effect. So if you plead guilty or no contest, but then do not request deferred disposition probation, by law, at the end of the hearing, I must find you guilty. I cannot find you not guilty if you plead no contest. Sometimes people try to avoid having a trial and they will plead no contest, but then try to tell me facts or circumstances which they think would support a not guilty verdict. For a very typical one is they're charged with speeding and they say, I don't think the officer was pointing the radar gun at me. I cannot find you not guilty if you plead no contest. With that being said, if you're at all concerned about how your plea might appear to your insurance company or about any related civil matter, feel free to plead no contest rather than guilty. I do not raise your punishment in any way because you plead no contest rather than guilty. So your third option is you can plead not guilty. If you're pleading not guilty, that's where you're saying you did not do what you're charged with, and there needs to be a trial to determine guilt innocence. For all defendants who are waiving their right to a jury trial, you may have your cases heard tonight. We can have the trial here via Zoom. So just want to make sure you understand that you do have that option to have a trial tonight if you wish to do so. Now, I mentioned deferred disposition probation. If you want to dispose of your case and not have a conviction on your record, the law allows you to request deferred disposition probation. That is where you, the defendant, enter a plea of guilty or no contest on the record, and I make a finding on the record that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty, but I do not find you guilty. Instead, I defer or I put off finding you guilty for 90 days. During that 90-day time period, you are on an informal probation out of my court. And I say informal because we do not have a probation officer. You don't have to report every week or every month. You pay your deferral fees. They're usually about the same amounts what the fine would be. You pay your court costs. They are state mandated, and they're the same whether you do deferred disposition probation or you take a conviction on your record. If you follow the terms and conditions of the deferred disposition, which I set, then at the end of the 90 days, your case or cases will be dismissed, and you will be able to honestly say you're not convicted of the offenses you're charged with. Now, the alternative is, if you don't follow the terms and conditions that I set, our prosecutor could file a motion to have you adjudicated. That means to have you found guilty. A warrant could issue for your arrest. You could be arrested, convicted, and may face up to the maximum fine and court costs. So make sure you understand the terms and conditions of your deferred disposition probation. I will go over them during your hearing, and they will be printed on the paperwork that you receive, and make sure you're going to be able to follow them. My number one term and condition for everyone on deferred disposition probation is that you don't commit a criminal offense during the 90-day time period. Don't get a Class C ticket for speeding, then obviously don't do anything more serious than a Class C ticket. Now, depending on your age and the offense you're charged with, you might be required to complete a driving safety course, or to take some remedial measures such as renewing your driver's license or obtaining insurance or other financial responsibility during your 90-day time period. If I set a term and condition that you do not believe you're going to be able to do, you need to let me know that, because I might be able to modify that to still be able to set you up to succeed on your deferred disposition probation. Here's an example. If you're charged with failure to maintain financial responsibility, which is the no insurance ticket, but you no longer own a car, so you have nothing to insure, you need to tell me that. Because then, rather than ordering you to get insurance, I will order you not to drive for the next 9 days unless you provide proof of insurance first. Otherwise, if you're ordered to get insurance and you don't have a car, so you just don't get insurance, at the end of the 9 days, my court clerk's are going to look to see if there's insurance in there. They're going to let me know you never provided it, and you could face a conviction on your record. So make sure you understand the terms and conditions of your deferred, and you're going to be able to follow them. Also, if you're on deferred disposition out of my court and something changes, some circumstance changes where either you're not going to be able to make a payment if you're supposed to be making payments, or you need more time to complete something, or something has changed where, let's say now you no longer own a vehicle, so you have nothing to insure, contact my court and ask for either an extension or a modification. We will work with you as long as we hear from you, but we can only do that if we hear from you. Now, I'm going to go over the general punishment ranges that you could be facing. For most of your rules of the road violations, your speeding tickets, etc., the punishment range that you're facing is up to $200 plus court costs. Certain offenses have special punishment ranges. For example, failure to maintain financial responsibility has a punishment range that starts at $175 and goes up to $350 for a first offense. A second or subsequent offense, the punishment range starts at $350 and goes upwards from there. All other general Class C misdemeanors and most of our municipal ordinance violations have punishment ranges of up to $500 plus court costs. Certain municipal ordinance violations have punishment ranges up to $2,000 plus court costs. And finally, if you were involved in a moving violation, which results in either bodily injury or serious bodily injury to another person, the punishment range that you're facing is up to $4,000 plus court costs. Now, bear in mind, whether I'm hearing the case or whether a jury is hearing the case, that full punishment range is open to the trier of facts. So, after you enter your plea, if you have any relevant facts or circumstances that would touch on what an appropriate punishment would be in your case, please let me know that. I will take all of that into consideration. But just remember, I can't hear your facts, the facts or circumstances, before I know what your plea is. Because if you're going to have a trial before me, I can't risk hearing some of the facts and circumstances and be prejudiced in some way before you begin your trial. Now, this is a Zoom docket, so obviously you cannot pay your fines or deferral fees here in court at the conclusion of your hearing. So we consider paid at the time of trial or paid at the time of court if you're able to get it paid in full by next Monday. If you need some time to pay it out, if whether you're doing deferred or taking a conviction on your record, you can request a payment plan. I generally require down payment of the court costs, and then you can pay off the balance at $100 every 2 weeks unless you have a special circumstance. For deferred disposition probation, it's very important that you understand your 90-day probation does not begin until you get this paid in full. The faster you get it paid, the faster your probation starts, the faster your probation ends. If you're taking a conviction on your record, you do need to understand that you'll be found guilty at the time you sign up on the payment plan. This is important because if you default on the payment plan, if you miss a payment, then a special type of warrant can issue for your arrest. It's called a capious profile warrant. It tells the arresting agency you've already been found guilty and you simply owe the money, and it is not bondable. You will be arrested and held in jail until the full amount is paid plus warrant fees. So make sure you understand the terms of your payment plan and you're going to be able to follow them. If something happens while you're on a payment plan, let's say you get sick, so you don't work for a week, so you're not going to get paid, please don't just default on the payment plan. Contact my court staff and ask for an extension. We will work with you as long as we hear from you because we know things happen in life. And so, but we've got to hear from you so that we know what the situation is. Now, if I have any juveniles or minors, you are required to have a parent or guardian present here during your trial or during your hearing. For both the juvenile or minor defendants and the parent or guardian who appear in court, you are under a continuing obligation to notify the court of any change in the defendant's home address, work address, or any telephone number that they use the entire time that their cases are pending, including any time they're on deferred disposition probation. Failure to notify the court of any such change could result in additional charges being filed both against the minor or juvenile who appeared in court and against the parent or guardian who appeared with them. It's important we know how to reach these defendants the entire time their cases are pending. Now, I've given you a lot of information. If you have general questions about these rights and options, you may ask me general questions before you enter your plea. But remember, I cannot hear any facts or circumstances about your specific case until I know what your plea will be. Now, I am going to call you to unmute in the order you logged in with my court clerks. I'm going to ask everyone to please make sure that you stay logged in and stay muted until I call you to unmute. The first defendant I have is Jesse Holmes. Jesse Holmes, if you could please unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you start your video so I can see you, please?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, there we go. All right. And Mr. Holmes, how old are you now?
I'm 17.
Okay. And do you have a parent or guardian there with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me who you have.
Hi, his mom.
Okay. I need you to state your name for the record, please, ma'am.
My name is Jenna McNabb.
Is that Jenna?
Yes, ma'am.
McNabb.
ABB. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So, Mr. Holmes, you have one case pending at speeding going 57 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, and you were placed on deferred disposition and ordered to pay your parents back, complete the DPS driving test, take a driving safety course. And I see that in February, we gave you an extension because you failed the driving test. Can you tell me, have you completed that? I don't show that you have provided proof that you completed the driving safety course or that you've got proof of completing the driving test.
No, ma'am. So I have not completed the test yet. The day of my test, I went home early with strep. I had to go to the doctor. I got diagnosed, so I couldn't go to the test. And by that time, I couldn't get another one, and the day wasn't allowed. And you said there's no more extensions, so I didn't really know what to do.
Did you finish the driving safety course like I ordered you to?
I've been calling them, and they had me have this affidavit that I brought up last time, and I've been trying to show it to them, and I still have it, and to unlock the final test, and they didn't do it. And by that time, it was also over the due date.
You said you brought that up here. I'm looking through your folder right now.
Oh, no, ma'am. No, I was the website I was taking up there. I went to City Hall and I had that card, whatever website that was for the test.
Mm-hmm.
They have you like have an affidavit to unlock the final test once you get through it. And I went up and I went and got it notarized and I sent it to the website and they haven't gotten back to me. I called them. They said they looked for it, couldn't find it, and I don't even know what to do at that point. And so
did
my
you look
dad
at-
said do a different website.
Did you look in your spam folder?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure they have your right email address?
They should.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go over it with them.
So you said your father said to do a different one. So did you do a different driving safety course?
No, ma'am, because at this point, again, it was over the time limit you gave me, and I don't have any more extensions.
All right, Mr. Bishop, I know you were here, so we have a defendant, Jesse Holmes, who was charged with speeding going 57 and a 30, was placed on deferred disposition for this offense back in April of 2025, was ordered to pay his parents back, which he did, and took the driving test but failed it, and has not been able to take the final test for his driving safety course. I don't know if you all want to speak in a breakout session to see if you wish to pursue adjudication or if you wish to work something else out, Mr. Bishop.
That's fine, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Bishop, Mr. Holmes, watch on your screen. My court clerk is going to set up a breakout session. You'll get a button that you can click on and you can go and speak privately. Right. And Mr. Bishop, we'll send you the file in case you need it, okay?
Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. And then the next defendant I have is Justice, is it Helsel? Helsel? Helsel. Justice Lance Helsel. See that defendant here anymore. All right. Next I have Eileen Torres.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, is your name Lizandra Dawn Torres?
No, it's Eileen Torres.
Give me just a moment. We have someone else's folder here.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I see you, Ms. Torres. I see we actually had two folks with the last name Torres back to back here. I apologize. So I see you, yes.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay.
Ms. Torres, Lizandra Torres, I need you to go ahead and mute. I'm getting your background noise. All right, I apologize, Ms. Torres. When I picked up the other defendant's file, this is Eileen Torres, yours was right there next to it, and I picked that up too. All right, so I'm speaking to Eileen Torres here. Ms. Torres, you're facing one charge of going 58 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. Do you understand that's the charge pending against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you able to hear my explanation about defendant's rights and options?
Yes, Your Honor. I did have one question.
Hang on one second, there's one more thing I need to tell you, okay?
Okay.
So you heard me describe defendant's right to request deferred disposition probation. For most defendants, it is there as a matter of law, they can request it and it will be granted. However, for people who are charged with going more than 25 miles over the speed limit or more, which you are, You still may request deferred disposition probation, but before it can be granted, I need to make a finding on the record that it would be appropriate to grant that request in the interest of justice. So if you wish to request deferred disposition probation, I will then ask you to please state some information on the record to support a finding that it'd be appropriate to grant your request. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any other questions about the rights and options that I went over?
No, I understand.
Okay, then to this charge of speeding going 58 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
I would plead no contest
No
and
contest.
request deferred disposition, Your
Okay,
Honor.
so no contest, and so you want to waive your right to a jury trial and have me hear your case tonight, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wish to represent yourself, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you are requesting deferred disposition probation, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Can you please state some information on the record to support a finding that it'd be appropriate to grant that request?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this is my first traffic citation, and I do understand the seriousness of the violation. I do take responsibility for the situation and did reflect on the importance of driving more carefully. So I did want to respectfully ask the court whether I would be eligible for a deferred disposition, such as a defensive driving course or any other options that would allow me to keep this off my record. Currently, as a college student, the financial impact of the ticket is significant, but my primary concern would be avoiding the conviction on my driving record if possible. So I really am willing to comply with any requirements that the court would impose.
And why were you going so fast?
So I'm currently door dashing to try to make money, and so I had an order, and I was running a little bit late, so I was speeding, and it's not an excuse, but I was wrong for speeding.
And unfortunately, most people learn this the hard way, but if you get pulled over for speeding, that's a lot slower than if you just had gone the speed limit.
Exactly, I completely understand, Your Honor.
All right. Well, based on the information that you've provided to me and what I've seen in the citation, I am making a finding that it would be appropriate to grant your request. So for deferred disposition probation. So based on your plea of no contest, I am making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty, but I will not find you guilty. Instead, I will defer finding you guilty and I'll place you on deferred disposition probation out of this court for 90 days. Your deferral fee is $140. Your court costs are $134. Total is going to be $274. You are going to be required to complete a driving safety course and get that proof back into us within the 90-day probation. Now, I'll let you know there are many courses you can take. There are a number of providers out there, and you can go online and find them. You can take any course that's for a Texas ticket dismissal. I will caution you this, that a number of the providers now allow you to print the certificate when you finish it. However, some still mail it to you, and unless you pay the extra fee to have it sent quickly, it'll take about 3 weeks from the time you finish the course until you get the certificate. Then you have to sign it, and you still have to get it into the city. Now, you can take a picture of it and email it to us. You can scan it and email it to us, but the driving safety courses don't communicate with the court. So the only way we know that you've completed is when you send us the certificate. So you want to just make sure you give yourself enough time to get that done. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor. So you said, where would I send the ticket to? Would
You
it be
will,
to?
you won't send the ticket anywhere, but you'll get a certificate that says you've completed the driving safety course, and you'll send it to the City of Dalworthington Gardens Court. You can you can email it to the same email address that sent you this link, and we are going to be emailing you your paperwork. You can always bring it in person too if you want to confirm that it was actually received by someone. Now, will you be able to get the full amount? The full amount is $274. Will you be able to get that paid in full by Monday, or do you need some time to pay it out?
The quicker I pay it, the sooner that I'd be able to complete my deferred disposition, correct? So I'll
Yes.
make the payment on Monday, Your Honor. Thank you
Pay
so
in full on
much.
Monday?
Yes, Your Honor.
Pay in full by Monday, then you'll have 90 days where you're going to be a probation out of my court. Don't commit a criminal offense during the 90-day time period. Complete that driving safety course and get the certificate back into us. Understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me about any of this?
No, Your Honor. Thank you so much for your consideration today.
You're welcome. Now, you'll get, my court clerk will email you this paperwork. You'll probably get it by Friday. If you don't see it in your inbox, do check your spam folder because there could be some attachments and I might send it to spam. If for any reason you haven't gotten it, by the end of Friday, call and ask my staff to resend it, all right?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Any questions?
No, that is all.
Okay. All right, nice. Thank you. Are released at this time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And then I see Mr. Bishop back and Mr. Holmes. Mr. Bishop, does the state have an announcement in this case?
We do, Your Honor. There, okay. Thought I lost him. Yes, here is what we discussed. He's got a new driving test scheduled for the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's July the 28th. He's also 60% through with his driving safety course. And so what I told him is this, and the reason he failed his driving test was he couldn't parallel park. I understand that. I have a hard time parallel parking myself.
Mm-hmm.
So what I told him was I would agree to an extension provided the court orders it until I think August the 7th, if that's a weekday. I'm not sure what day of the week that is, but the first weekday after that.
No, it's a Friday.
That's a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That would allow him time to finish his driving safety course and take his driving test again.
All right.
I also told him he needs to go up there and practice parallel parking.
That's right.
And I would say do it, and I'm just telling open court on the record, at least a dozen times.
Mm-hmm.
So that come time to take that test, it's something you've done 12 times before.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you won't do it.
That's right. All right. So, Mr. Holmes, do you wish to agree to this extension?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now you understand this is not something that the court could order without the agreement of the state. Therefore, I will grant this additional exceptional extension. And I encourage you to listen to what Mr. Bishop said. As someone who also is not a big fan of having a parallel park, I encourage you to practice many times. I had 4 kids who all went through and got their driver's licenses, and we practiced multiple times for at least 6 parks every time we would practice so that they could pass the test. So it's not anything to be embarrassed about that you have difficulty with it, but it is something you do need to know how to do. Okay, so you just have to practice. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to give you an extension until August 7th. Let me make my notations here. For the DSC, the driving safety course, and driving test. As soon as you finish that driving safety course and get the certificate, send it in. Don't wait. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the faster we get those 2 documents, the faster this case will be dismissed. Any questions, Mr. Holmes?
No.
Okay, this concludes your hearing. You are released at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Bishop. Oh, let's see, Justice Helsel?
Here.
All right. Do you say your name Helsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. How old are you, sir?
I'm 16 years old.
Okay. And is that your father there with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, could you please state your name?
Eric Helsel.
Thank you. Okay, so Justice, I'm going to be speaking to you. You have 1 case pending speeding in a school zone going 35 in a 20-mile-per-hour zone. Do you understand that's the charge pending against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you able to hear my earlier explanation about defendant's rights and options?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about any of those rights or options?
No, Your Honor.
Then to this charge of speeding going 35 in a 20-mile-per-hour zone, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
No contest with deferred.
And you wish to waive your right to a jury trial and have me hear your case tonight, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you
Yes,
wish to
Your Honor.
represent yourself, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And now, what was your request?
Deferred disposition.
I'll grant that request. Is there anything else you wish to tell me?
No, Your Honor.
So let's see. You're a student, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where do you attend school?
Arlington High School.
So you told the officer that you got a text and looked down and didn't realize you were in a school zone. Is that correct?
I was running late. My friend had texted me because we had a recital for a solo that we were doing, and I looked to the side because it was very important, and I was not realizing I was in a school zone.
That's
I
why you really can't look at your phone while you're driving.
I have not put my phone on the dashboard ever since.
Yeah, that is really important. As a judge, I go to all of these training sessions, and I have seen the National Transportation Safety and Highway Board, and they did driving tests with people who were actually intoxicated at driving on a closed course, and people who were texting or looking at the phone, and the people texting did worse than the intoxicated people. It's distracting. You don't realize how long you're down there, you're looking at it. It will feel like a split second, but all kinds of things can happen in front of your car during that time. So it's just really important. You just have to, if you really got to look at it, you got to pull over and look at it. You understand?
Understood.
It is really important not to do that. Well, I will grant your request for deferred disposition probation. Is there anything else you wish me to take into consideration?
I mean, just you want to keep it off your record.
I just want to keep it off my record, Your Honor.
Well, that will be your option with deferred disposition probation. And so you're 16, so you've been driving less than a year, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So that's just important for the terms I have to set. So based upon your plea of no contest, I am making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty, but I will not find you guilty. Instead, I will defer finding you guilty, and I'll place you on deferred disposition probation out of this court for 90 days. Your deferral fee is $75. Your court costs are $159. So the total there is $234. Now, you are going to be required to complete a driving safety course and get that certificate back into the court within the 90-day time period. You are also required to retake the DPS driving test because you have not had your driver's license for at least a year. So you can take that at a DPS location, or you may take it at any driving school that is certified to administer the driving safety test. There is a fee, a higher fee, at least if you go to the private school, but you are allowed to do that if you wish to do so. Now, as you probably know, it can be difficult to get appointments with DPS. So I encourage you to go online and try to schedule that appointment now. And if for any reason you're not able to get that done within the 90-day time period, you can ask for an extension. I have seen that many times. Understand?
Understood.
Okay. Now, will you be able to get this paid in full by Monday, or do you need some time to pay it out?
The quicker you, so once you pay the fine, then that's when the 90 days starts.
Monday will be.
Okay. Pay in full. All right. Now, are you paying this, or are your parents helping you with the money?
I will be paying this in full.
Good. Then I don't have to order you to pay them back. Right? Good. All right. So, which is what I do if parents paid to pay their children's fees or fines.
Yeah.
So the most important thing here is pay attention so you know what the speed limit is, and follow the speed limit. Don't look at your phone while you're moving.
Understood.
It can be a tricky thing, and I understand that. It's very tempting to look over, but you just got to be careful. Do you have any questions for me, sir, about any of this?
No, Your Honor.
So my court clerk will email you all the paperwork. If you haven't received it by Friday, call and ask them to resend it. Get your payment in by Monday, and then you can get started on your conditions. All right. Oh, we need a good email address for you, sir.
Lowercase justicehelsel2@gmail.com.
Is 2 spelled out, or is it the number?
2 number.
Okay, so let me read this back to you. So it's going to be lowercase justicehelsel2@gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my court clerk will email you the paperwork. Do check your spam folder if you don't see it in your inbox, because it could go to that. All right.
Understood.
Okay, any other questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right, this concludes your hearing. You are released at this time.
Thank you.
And next I have Lizandra Torres. Lizandra Dawn Torres, if you could please unmute and start your video. Ms. Torres, I believe you're still muted. I can still see the little red microphone with a slash in it. There you go. All right. Ms. Torres, I show that you have one case. Yes, I can hear you. Yes. I show that you have one case pending, and that's failure to maintain financial responsibility, 5th offense. Do you understand that's the charge pending against you?
It was the what offense? I'm sorry.
Okay. I show you have one charge of failure to maintain financial responsibility, which is no insurance. 5th offense, meaning you have 4 prior convictions. Do you understand that's the charge pending against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you able to hear my earlier explanation about defendants' rights and options?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about those rights and options?
I would just like
No,
to
but I
request.
just need to know if you have questions.
Oh, yes.
Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. Then to this charge of failure to maintain financial responsibility, 5th offense, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
I would like to request a continuance if possible, Your Honor.
On what ground?
Well, I wasn't aware that I could even hire an attorney.
Well, you just need to let me know.
Ticket.
You just need to let me know to hire an attorney. I just needed to know why. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll reset your case until July 1st at 6 p.m. So if you hire an attorney, please let them know. Hang on. I need you to listen. If you hire an attorney, please let them know that you have a court setting July 1st at 6 p.m. All right. And make sure that they know to send in a letter of representation. Okay. We'll send you a reset notice. We'll see you back here July 1st, whether or not you've hired an attorney. All right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. This concludes your hearing. You're released at this time.
Thank you.
Next, I have someone who logged in with a telephone number. It begins with area code 817 and ends with 975. Can you please unmute and state your name? Telephone number 817 ending in 975. Please unmute and state your name. And Ms. Torres, you're released. If you'll please make sure to mute if you're going to stay logged in.
Hello?
Yes, can you state your name, please?
Hello? Julian Delora.
What's your last name?
Delora, Deloera.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Delora, how old are you?
16.
All right. And do you have a parent or guardian there with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is it?
I'm his mom, Nicole Piacentino.
Mom, I got your first name, Nicole. Can you please spell your last name for me?
It's P like Peter, IA. C like cat, E. N like Nancy, T like Tom, INO.
Thank you so much. All right. So, Mr. Delora, I'm going to be speaking with you. I show you have one case pending, and that's failure to signal a lane change. Do you understand that's the charge pending against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to hear my earlier explanation about defendants' rights and options?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about any of those rights or options?
No, ma'am.
To this charge, then, sir, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
No contest.
Okay. And you wish to waive your right to a jury trial and have me hear your case tonight, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you wish to represent yourself, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any information that you want to tell me or any requests that you want to make?
No, ma'am.
So you're not asking for deferred disposition probation to keep it off of your record?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay. I will grant that request. Anything else you wish to tell me?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And are you in school, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you attend school?
James Arlington Martin,
Okay. What year are you?
class of 2028.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right, sir. Well, based upon the information you've given to me, I'm making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty, but I will not find you guilty. Instead, I will defer finding you guilty, and I'll place you on deferred disposition probation out of this court for 90 days. Your deferral fee for this offense is $68. Your court costs are $134. So the total is $202. Now, you are going to be required to complete a driving safety course during your 90-day time period, and you are required to retake the driving test at DPS. As you probably heard me tell the defendant who appeared before you, you can either take the test at DPS or you can go to any licensed private driving school that is certified to administer the test. But you're going to get those two things done during your 9-day time period. Now, are you going to be able to pay the full amount of your deferral fees and court costs on Monday, or do you need some time to pay it out?
We will pay it Monday.
Now, are you paying this or is your mom paying it?
I am.
Okay, good. Then I don't have to order you to pay her back. All right. So get this paid by Monday. Your probation will start at that time. You have 90 days to complete the driving safety course and get the certificate back to us. You've got to provide it to us and get the proof that you've passed the driving test back to us. Okay. And we need a good
For
email.
sure, yes, ma'am.
Okay. We need a good email address for you, Mr. Deloria. Can you please give it to me?
Email?
Yes.
I'll give you mine. He doesn't have access to his. It's NICHOLE2230@gmail.com.
Let me read that back to you, please, ma'am. NICHOLE2230@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay, great. My court clerk will email you the paperwork, and if you haven't received it by Friday, please call the court staff and they will resend it. All right, Mr. Deloria?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, this concludes your hearing. You're released at this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, next I have Patrick Shituka.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, hello, sir. I show you have one case pending and it is violating your driver's license restriction, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Now, I show that you appeared in court on April 7th and entered a plea of not guilty to this charge. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, hang on one moment. I need to take a look at one thing. All right, my court clerk was just letting me know, I think you sent in some information that you might be wanting to admit during trial. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, just one second. So you indicated you wish to plead not guilty, waive your right to jury trial, have me hear your case, and you wish to represent yourself. Is that correct?
No, Your Honor. I have a question if I
Go
can.
ahead. Yes.
Okay. Well, for one, I had a question about the plead of no contest. If I were to plead no contest, what would my options be with that plea?
So if you plead no contest, then you can give me information, any information you wish me to take into consideration in hearing your case. And I will consider all that in setting any punishment that I set. You can ask for the deferred probation, which is a pretrial option. You can't get that if you go to trial and are found guilty. Our prosecutor is here. You do have the opportunity to speak with the prosecutor if you want to try to work something out with the prosecutor right now. Would you like to speak with the prosecutor at this time? You can speak in a private breakout session.
Before I take that option, I also want to ask, is it too late to ask for a continuance or a pass for the next docket on July 1st so that I can have more time to consult with an attorney?
It's not too late if you want to ask for a pass to consult with an attorney. No. But if you wish to speak with the prosecutor, you might be able to work something out tonight and not have to come back.
Okay, so if I speak with the prosecutor and for whatever reason we come out of that conversation and I still decide I would like to consult with an attorney and request to pass, would that still be an option?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, then I would definitely like to talk to the prosecutor.
Okay, so Mr. Bishop, this gentleman has a charge of violating his driver's license restriction. He did submit some paperwork, so gentlemen, if you end up needing Ms. Ma to send that to Mr. Bishop so he can look at it, you can just let us know, okay? All right.
Okay.
So watch for your breakout session button. It's something you'll be able to click, and then you two can speak privately and we will not be able to hear anything.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. And then next I have Fred Clark. Mr. Clark, could you please unmute? Mr. Clark, are you there? There we go. Mr. Clark?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Clark, hello. I show you have two cases pending, expired registration and failure to maintain financial responsibility. And you were in court in March and we reset you to tonight to be able to speak with the prosecutor to see if you can work something out. Is that correct?
That time I paid the registrations already. I got the sticker and everything.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm glad. You hang on to
And
that.
I took that to the court, to the thing and showed it to the lady and everything.
Give me just, okay, I see something in the back here. Hang on. Okay. Yes. Okay, hang on one second. One second. I'm going to mute for just a second. Okay, so Mr. Clark, I do
Yes.
see that you brought in that proof and you did get it done within the time period. However, for me to be able to dismiss the registration charge, you were supposed to have paid a late penalty, which we don't show on this, but you can speak with the prosecutor about that and you all may be able to work something out where it's still dismissed, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you just to hold on and you can go ahead and mute right now. And once Mr. Bishop is done speaking with the defendant who he's meeting with now, then you'll be able to meet with him, all right?
Okay.
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 So just stay
That's all I
long.
can.
Go ahead.
That's all I can do is just speak to the prosecutor. And the only reason I wanted to go to court to see if I can get it reduced in any kind of way. Or
That's what he can agree to, okay?
okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, so just hang on for just a minute, all right? You can go ahead and mute right now. And then I have Javier Bears. Mr. Bears, if you could please unmute.
Oh, yes, ma'am, I got you. Sorry about that, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Bears, you have one case pending. It's fair to maintain financial responsibility. Back in August 25, you entered a plea of no contest and paid out the balance for deferred disposition probation, and you were on deferred from February 27th until May 27th, and you were ordered to maintain insurance during that time period. Hang on one second. All right, sir. So you actually had two cases that the failure to maintain financial responsibility and failure to appear. And those, you started deferred disposition for those in February of this year. You were ordered to obtain and maintain proof of insurance during that time period and not commit a new criminal offense. And then we show that you received 3 new citations while you were on the deferred. One was for speeding, going 41 and 36. One was for expired registration, and one was for failure to signal, I believe it was a lane change, either signal lane change or a turn. So it looks like you have a total of 5 cases pending. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So with the new citations, the prosecutor could file a motion to have you adjudicated for default. I can give you the opportunity to speak with the prosecutor. You might be able to work something out to extend your probation. But that's why you are set tonight. So if you'll just wait a few minutes, we'll give you a chance to speak with the prosecutor, okay?
Okay. Just a question, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
It may be dumb. What exactly does adjudicated mean?
Found guilty, and you could face up to the maximum fine and court costs for the charges. So you would have
Okay.
convictions on your record, and you could be facing additional fines and costs.
Would I be sent to jail for this?
No,
Possibly.
these are Class C. No, but you would have convictions reported on your record to the state authorities and to DPS.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you can go ahead and mute right now, and we'll call you to mute as soon as he's ready to meet with you. Okay. All right, we have Mr. Bishop, and Mr. Chico right back. Gentlemen, do you have an announcement?
We do, Your Honor. State has agreed to reduce the fine to $40 from 101, $81 court cost, $121 total. Defendant can pay that by Monday, and then 90 days deferred disposition.
All right. Sir, do you wish to accept that offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Give me just one moment. All right. So to the charge of violating driver's license restriction, how do you plead, sir?
No contest.
And you wish to waive your right to a jury trial and hear your case tonight, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You wish to represent yourself, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So based upon your plea of no contest, I'm making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty of this offense, but I will not. Instead, I will defer finding you guilty and place you on deferred disposition probation pursuant to the plea agreement. A deferral fees and court costs totaling $121 will be due by Monday, and then you'll be on probation out of our court for 90 days. And my court clerk will email you the paperwork. If you haven't received it by Friday, feel free to call them and they will resend it. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. This concludes your hearing. You were released at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Mr. Bishop, next we have Mr. Carl Maurice Clark. He has 2 cases pending. One is expired registration, was failure to maintain financial responsibility. Second offense, he is a holder of a CDL. We do show that he presented proof that he registered the vehicle on February 9th. We do not, and the receipt is here in the folder. We do not show proof of payment of the late fee. That's why I'm not able to dismiss this. So he'd like to speak with you in a breakout session.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Clark and Mr. Bishop, if you'll watch for the breakout session button, you'll be able to go there. We have Mr. Clark coming back. Mr. Bishop and Mr. Clark, do you all have any sort of an agreement in these cases?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Mr. Bishop.
In regards to the FMFR, the revised plea offer is a $400 fine,
Mm-hmm.
$81 court cost, $481 total.
Mm-hmm.
Court cost of $81 within 2 weeks. $100 every 2 weeks thereafter until the deferral fee is paid.
Mm-hmm.
Once it is paid, the state would bar the registration citation.
Okay. Okay. And Mr. Clark, do you wish to accept this offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So to the charge of failure to maintain financial responsibility, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
No contest.
No contest, and you wish to waive your right to a jury trial, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you wish to represent yourself, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so based upon your plea of no contest, I am making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty of this offense of failure to maintain financial responsibility, but I will not. Instead, I will defer finding you guilty and place you on deferred disposition probation pursuant to the plea agreement.
Your Honor, if it please the court, he has a CDL. And I don't know if he can get deferred on no insurance ticket. I'm not sure on that. If he
Yeah,
can,
I don't believe it's considered a moving violation.
that'd be fine, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm. So deferral fees of court costs will total $481. The court cost of $81 will be due in 2 weeks, with the balance paid off at $100 every 2 weeks after that. And then once your probation begins, Mr. Clark, you must obtain and maintain insurance or other financial responsibility for the entire 9-day time period. And you need to provide proof of that to us so we can confirm it at the end. Do you understand that, sir?
So after the 90 days, just go off my record?
It will be dismissed, yes. And
Okay.
then the prosecution for the other case will be barred, so that will be dismissed too.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, this concludes your hearing. Watch your email. My court clerk will email you the paperwork, all right?
All righty, thank you.
You're welcome. You were released at this time. Mr. Bishop, our last defendant right now is Javier Bears, and he has 2 cases that he was on deferred disposition probation for failure to maintain financial responsibility and failure to appear. And then while on this deferred disposition probation, received 2 citations on March 15th for speeding going 41 and a 30 and expired registration, and then a charge for failure to signal lane change on March 17th. So I'm giving you all the opportunity to speak in a breakout session to see if you might reach some agreement in regards to, I don't know, an extended deferred or something regarding the disposition. So if you'll watch, my court clerk will set up a breakout session button and you all can go to that meeting.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Actually, we can call it right here. Sometimes these judges will mute if they're off the record, so there's nothing I can do about that. Boy, this in 15 months we have accomplished quite a bit. 15 months, it's like I said, I started out with, it was just Trin and myself. Now we have 169 people on this channel. And welcome, and all the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. And guys, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, please do me a big favor and subscribe to this channel if you like this kind of content. It sure helps out. And guys, hit that like button. If you don't hit the like button, it doesn't get put out there in the algorithm. So nobody finds out about this channel. That's why this channel stays at a certain number of subscribers all the time. Let's see, what's tomorrow? This is for Dalworthington. Okay, Lakewood Municipal Court. So Lakewood Municipal Court is tomorrow. And just remember, Municipal Court is part of the system, no matter, something else I want to talk about before we go. Oh, guys, now you don't have to contribute anything to the channel if you don't want to. But if you want me to put Judge Simpson back on the docket, put Judge Simpson back on the list, I'd have to sign up for YouTube Premium. And I don't think that it's fair that it comes out of my pocket. It should come from the channel. Okay, that's no problem. I don't see my doctor until December. Thank God. If you guys want to contribute something to the channel, that's fine. I'm just not going to get YouTube Premium and pay for it myself. It's better. I have to pay the internet cost myself. If you want to contribute something, I know my Cash App is up and working. I don't have my PayPal. It's easier to do PayPal than it is to do. It's easier to do PayPal than Cash App. PayPal, I could just transfer the funds into my bank account. PayPal, I gotta go through a whole bunch of crap. That's neither here or there. But if you want to see Judge Simpson back on the docket, the only way I think I can do it and is to subscribe to YouTube Premium and just download his dockets and save them. This way there would be no ads, there would be no the content wouldn't disappear from the playlist. But I'll have to think about that one. I have to really think about that one. So that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for watching and participating. Tomorrow is Lakewood Municipal Court. And Saturday will be sovereign citizens and their shenanigans. Until then, you all have a wonderful evening. Ciao, ciao, and ta-ta for now. I will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. You all have a wonderful, wonderful evening.